Hey, welcome to Monster Transmissions. We get a lot of questions here. People want to know, how do they determine their differential gear ratio? So we're going to go through a quick analysis on how you can determine your gear ratio. Now this will work on almost any application, rear-wheel drive. So what we do is we have the differential here, and we have the actual U-joint assembly, and this is actually your pinion gear. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark this housing to the differential housing. We're going to put a mark here to identify where the center is, or the count point, where we're going to count the revolutions of the pinion gear. So we simply mark it. You can use either a crayon, paint marker like I'm using, or even a piece of tape. All those will work. So you mark it here so you know where your start point is. And now we're going to come over to the actual tire and rim, and we're going to mark a spot so you can count the revolutions of this tire, and then you're going to count how many times the pinion gear rotates to determine your gear ratio. So we're going to mark it here. This one actually has a brake caliper. A lot of applications have a brake drum, so it's easier to mark, but we're going to mark it here. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate this tire 2 revolutions around. And on the second revolution, we want to line it up. At the same time, we want to count how many times the pinion gear rotates around, and it will not end up dead center in most cases, and it'll determine what your gear ratio is. So you want to look at this pinion gear as almost like a clock. So I've currently marked it at the 6 o'clock position, bottom of the clock. So we'll count how many revolutions this turns as we rotate the tire. Because this is not positive traction, you need to hold the other tire still, so this will spin around and rotate the actual pinion gear. So as you can see, this is coming around to 1 revolution. We haven't made 1 turn yet on the tire. So there's 1 turn. So this is already rotated 1 3/4 turn already. So we're going to go around 1 more time. That's 2 here. 3 is passed 3 times. And we're going to bring it right to the point where we were. Right there. Okay, so if you look at this pinion gear, the mark that was on it has rotated all the way around 3/4 of the way around the other side of this housing. So it's made 3 3/4 turn. So that would be a rear end gear ratio of a 373. So to calibrate or determine your differential, rotate this tire 2 times fully around and count how many times it strobes past the mark that you've indicated. If you have any further questions, give us a call here at Monster, 1-800-708-0087. Talk to you then.